Tonight, we report on a haystack fire near Ephrata, an active shooter drill in Mattawa, and hydroplanes return to Soap Lake this weekend. What's happening on sports, Bob?
Well, Amber, the Mariners and the Indians go at it in Cleveland, and we catch up with 2A girls state golf champion Kennedy Peters. Here's a quick glance at our Weather Center forecast.
We'll continue to have breezy conditions throughout the evening and hot temperatures once again tomorrow, but we do expect a cool down. I have all the details just ahead with your extended forecast.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
A haystack near Ephrata burned on Monday, and investigators are trying to determine what started it. Grant County Fire Districts 3 and 13 and Ephrata Fire Department responded to a fire at roughly 5 p.m. The estimated 5 tons of hay caught fire at a farm located at the end of G Street, northeast between Quincy and Ephrata. Fire District 3 Deputy Chief Jim Kling said it took about 3 hours to extinguish the fire, and an investigation hasn't determined the cause. No one was injured and no other property was damaged in the fire. Grant PUD commissioners will make a final decision next month on the Crescent Bar Island development plan, which could include keeping the golf courses open. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
The Grant PUD commissioners heard feedback from residents of Quincy and Crescent Bar Island on Tuesday about whether or not to keep the Crescent Bar golf course in its future development plans for the island. A PUD survey taken in May found residents largely in favor of keeping the golf course and not converting it into extra public recreation and camping space. The commissioners heard from residents both for and against including the links in the plan.
I love to golf, but we have the Quincy one, maybe a little bit over 10 miles from Crescent Bar, and then we have Rock Island, 10 or so miles away. But how many camping sites do we have around our area? We don't have any. And I would like to see that area be camping site, not for RVs to put on foundation and a patio added on and on and on and on, like we have right now.
Okay, the only thing that's really changed there now is you decided to let 410 people stay on the island. This is a good thing, because then you have a source of income. Not only are you going to get current values out there from these people, then you've got somebody that moved there to use the golf course, which will be paying to use that golf course. Would it make sense to have a rental home that you go out there and take the backyard away from that rental home, and they no longer have a backyard in that home? You don't take the amenities away from something that keeps that person there.
The PUD commissioners are expected to make a final decision at their July 7th meeting. In Ephrata, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
Moses Lake is working to improve responses times to calls for fire and ambulance service. The Moses Lake City Council agreed to move forward with setting standards for response times to deliver help within 5 minutes. The move is one of the recommendations from the EMS task force. The group of firefighters, council members, business people, and community members made the suggestion as part of their first wave of potential improvements for the ambulance service. The task force formed late last year after suggestions were made to either increase the ambulance utility fee or eliminate the ambulance service. Acting Fire Chief Brett Bastian said the fire department can reach the homes and businesses in the city within 5 minutes, about 90% of the time. An appeals court ruled a Moses Lake man should serve his prison sentence after he took advantage of a mistake to escape the Grant County Jail. The Washington State Court of Appeals upheld the Martin Juarez Jr.'s conviction for escape in the second degree. They rejected Juarez's argument that the prosecutors needed to prove why he was being held in jail. Juarez, a 20-year-old man, was arrested in November of 2010 and was booked into the Grant County Jail. 3 days later, the family of Martin Juarez Rivera came to the jail to post bail. A corrections officer asked for inmate Juarez to prepare for release. Juarez responded to the intercom, grabbed Juarez Rivera's clothing, and prepared to leave. When a corrections officer asked if he was Juarez, Rivera Juarez said he was. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com. Have you been to ifiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting ifiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your number one news source in the Columbia Basin is ifiber1.com. Check it out today.
Hello everyone, I'm Cristina Sanchez with your local weather, brought to you by iFiber1's Inside Look. You can watch it today on ifiber1.com. Once again, hot temperatures throughout the evening and very hot, very similar to today for tomorrow with sunny skies and still well above normal high temperatures for this time of year. Once again, breaking record high temperature today and maybe tomorrow. We still have that high potential for fire since we do have breezy conditions not only throughout the evening but all the way through Friday. So on Friday, once again, we'll have that potential of having fires across the area. And also we are under red flag warning throughout the evening into tomorrow night. Now for this Friday and Saturday, as we go into the weekend, we'll be dropping in temperatures in the low 80s, which is still slightly above normal for this time of year. We did start off the day in E-Freda for us here in the low 70s. Average low temperatures in the low 50s. Our record high temperature was back in 1965 for this date, and it was 94 degrees. And today's high right around the upper 90s for us here in E-Freda, and for you in Moses Lake as well in the upper 90s. You did start off the day in the upper 60s, and average low temperatures in the low 50s. Your record high temperature very close to our high temperature record high, which for you, 1965, it was 93 degrees. So still breaking those record high temperatures all throughout the past few days. Now, temperatures right now are still in the mid-90s, plenty of sunshine. For tomorrow, we'll be right around the mid-90s as the high temperatures for us here in E-Freda and also for you in Moses Lake. We're still pretty dry across the area. Remember, we'll have those breezy conditions throughout the night. Wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour, 30 to 35 miles an hour. Sustained winds will increase up to 20 miles an hour. And for this Thursday afternoon, once again, we'll have gusty conditions with wind gust up to 25 miles an hour, and also for Friday. So that's why we'll continue to have that chance of high risk for fires across the area. So still very warm throughout the evening, and for tomorrow and for the weekend, we'll drop in temperatures in the low 80s. Now in Seattle, high temperatures in the mid 70s, plenty of sunshine, still above normal high temperatures for this time of year. Yakima Valley, very dry, sunny skies in the mid 90s as the high. In the Northwest, they do have that slight drop in temperatures into the mid to upper 90s. Low to mid 90s. And also for us here within our Columbia Basin, high temperatures for this Thursday will be in the low 90s, mid 90s for you in Rural City with highs right around 95 degrees. Moses Lake, low 90s with plenty of sunshine. Dry conditions will continue with us throughout the weekend, but we'll drop in temperatures in the low 80s, mid 80s by Saturday and Sunday. Low temperatures will be right around the mid 60s for this Thursday afternoon, right around the low 60s for Friday, but still plenty of sunshine. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back with sports.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
Roenis Elias gave up 1 run over 6 innings, and the Mariners held off Cleveland 3-2 at Progressive Field. Robinson Cano's RBI double in the first and a double by Logan Morrison in the second put the M's up top early. Yan Gomes hit the first of 2 dingers in the home half of the second to get the Indians within a run. The score held up until Seth Smith's RBI single in the 8th gave the M's a little breathing room. Gomes' second homer left the park in the bottom of the 9th. Cano, Morrison, Smith, and Kyle Seager all had extra base hits in the contest. Nelson Cruz left the game in the 5th with back spasms. He's listed as day-to-day. Seattle looks to sweep the 3-game series with the Indians when the teams go at it again today in Cleveland. The 2A Girls State Golf Championship wrapped up last week with the Ephrata claiming its 2nd team championship in school history. Reporter Sean Wells looks back at a historic performance by one special freshman.
And at first place, at 139, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but that's really a good score. Kennedy Peters.
Star freshman Kennedy Peters demolished the field at Meadowood Golf Course in Spokane, winning the 2A state championship by 19 strokes. She shot a first-round score of 71 and followed that up with a second-round 68. The Tigers finished with 3 golfers in the top 10, helping them win their first team state title since 1993. Peters says she was under pressure on the course, but she sure didn't show it.
A little bit. Very overwhelmed. Just a lot of pressure, you know, knowing what everybody knows about you and, you know, the talent and everything. Just trying to always do your best is sometimes hard.
Peters only had a 6-shot lead after the first day, but her second-round 68 gave her the championship without question.
That was really satisfying. It was the back 9 is something that I always really struggled with on that course, and so being able to come into the second day and just really playing well was really big.
Head coach Heidi Burns was a sophomore the last time the Tigers won a state championship in 1993. She's been around a lot of golf, but she still can't believe the performance her star freshman gave at state.
She just came out. I thought maybe jitters would have her, but it didn't. And she came out, you know, the first day, and I thought, okay, great. That she had a great round, you know. And then the second day came out, and she came in, and I just thought, wow, it was pretty just awesome to see how she just carried herself.
Ephrata brings a ton of talent back next year with high expectations. Coach Burns thinks her team is ready to get back to work.
You know, they are improving. Every time they come out, they improve, and they want to work on it. They're out there a lot working on it, and so if they can continue that all summer long, and you know, when the weather's nice in the fall, go out and play, you know, I think that we could have a fairly decent chance. I just hope, my goal is to get them all back to state.
For Fiber One News, Sean Wells.
We'll be back after this commercial break.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Our spotlight story tonight is about an active shooter drill at Wahluke High School in Mattawa, displaying a realistic school shooting scenario and fake explosives. Reporter Jeff Chu was there and has the story.
It was a beautiful day at Wahluke High School in Mattawa. Until gunfire broke the silence and a vehicle armed with bombs was detected in the school parking lot.
Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter?
A scenario of domestic violence-related shooting and bombing attacks on innocent students and school staff was staged Tuesday at the high school. Grant County Sheriff's deputies, the Washington State Patrol, and its interagency bomb squad, school district staff and administrators, and even Big Bend Community College student actors staged the active shooter drill at the school. The drill was intended to be about as real as it gets without bloodshed or injury. The Washington State Patrol Bomb Squad rolled out its robot and X-ray gun to seek out and disable a vehicle armed with 2 handmade bombs. True to a drill, guns fired blanks and bombs were not armed. Volunteer victims included district staff, even Mattawa Police Chief John Turley. Observers from around the state and representatives of Grant County Fire Districts 8 and 5 participated. Wahluke School Superintendent Aaron Chavez and his school principals were on hand for the drill. Grant County Sheriff's Deputy Joe Harris, the Wahluke School District School Resource Officer, explained why the drill was necessary.
The goal today is to test some of the security systems in place with the school district. And then aside from that, to test some of the policy and procedural issues with the staff. Everything from the initial de-escalation when the incident starts all the way through to transportation, reunification, and all of the other aspects that a lot of people don't realize come into play.
Shelby Jensen, Wahluke School District Safety and Security Coordinator, shared what she hoped was accomplished through the drill.
I hope that we will be able to look at our procedures and be able to test our system, learn our gaps, and then be able to move forward in fixing and fine-tuning those gaps for overall student and staff safety. So I don't know that you can ever 100% be ready, and living in a rural area, our resources are so limited, and so staff is going to have to learn that they really are the first responders in this and may have to be able to stabilize the situation for maybe up to a half hour to 45 minutes.
State Trooper Cliff Pratt, a bomb technician with the Washington State Patrol, talked about the bomb squad's training role and assistance in the Wahluke active shooter drill.
Bomb squads and SWAT teams and school personnel, administrative staff, we all try to now work together for these types of drills and make it all come off without a hitch if at all possible.
The bomb squad trained a new bomb robot control operator inside the crew's truck. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber1 News.
You got it. It's going to stay right.
We will be right back after this.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh-baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Welcome back. Moses Lake property owners can rent their homes to vacationers for less than 30 days. The City Council voted 4-3 to approve an ordinance allowing vacation rental dwellings in residential areas. The ordinance was proposed last year by a group of business people asking the city to change the rules on renting homes. City code doesn't allow people to rent a home for less than a month. People wanting to use their house or condominium for a vacation rental have to submit an application to the city. One of the people renting the property must be 25 years old, and if the homeowner lives more than 30 minutes away, they are required to have a property manager available to respond to complaints, questions, or concerns. The proposal requires the property owner to notify anyone living within 200 feet of the residence about their plans. It's all about speed this weekend in Soap Lake for the 3rd annual Hydroplane Regatta featuring racers from across the Northwest and some of the fastest boats in the country. Reporter Joe Utter has more details.
The roar and rooster tails of hydroplanes from across the Northwest make their return to Soap Lake this weekend for the 3rd annual Soap Lake Hydroplane Regatta. Dozens of boats are expected to compete Saturday and Sunday on the 1 2/3 mile record course, from vintage boats and junior classes to the inboard hydroplanes that easily reach speeds over 100 miles an hour. Spectators can line up along Smokeyam Park to view the races, which begin around 10 a.m., and races are free to watch. The event is sanctioned by the American Powerboat Association and is sponsored by Smokeyam RV Resort on Soap Lake, Seattle Drag and Ski, AMR Ambulance Service, and Masters Inn in Soap Lake. This is Joe Utter for iFiber1 News.
The National Weather Service station in Spokane recently honored a Moses Lake High School graduate for his senior project. Kyle Kasperick was acknowledged for exceptional service to Moses Lake and Ephrata school districts for obtaining and installing 24 emergency system weather radios. He successfully acquired a grant from Grant County Emergency Management to purchase the radios. Kasperick installed the radios at the school district's elementary, middle, and high schools, plus Columbia Basin Technical Skill Center and administrative offices. The radios sound a tone in the event of severe weather event and are equipped with batteries to operate in power outages. Kasperick plans to continue his education by entering the Big Bend Community College Commercial Pilot Training Program. In Northwest news, police officers have been getting a bad rap in recent months, but some officers are trying to change that perception. KCPQ's Janet Kim reports one officer's simple act is getting a lot of attention online.
The sounds of a ball dribbling, children playing, are why Tara Scheidt loves her East Tacoma neighborhood.
And we can't let a good deed go unnoticed on the east side of Tacoma.
Monday night, those sounds were masked by a domestic disturbance call that brought Tacoma police to the neighborhood.
And it had everybody on edge. We were, kind of nervous what was going to happen. Should we go in the house? Are we okay outside?
But soon after, Scheidt would witness a moment similar to this. Responding Tacoma police officer Craig Bennett playing basketball with the neighborhood kids.
I remember when I was a kid and you see a cop, you think they're the coolest guys in the world, you want to talk to them, so I just thought I would play him in a game of horse.
It was a moment Tara decided to capture on her phone and post to Facebook, where she got hundreds of shares and likes in a matter of hours.
I didn't do that to try to do anything other than try to show kids that not all cops you should be scared of them.
In a time where police officers are being scrutinized across the country for their use of force, students Ezekiel Sayabong and Ezekiel Clark say Officer Bennett's actions caught them by surprise.
That was even better than anybody.
Well, at first I was kind of nervous, because all the stuff that's been happening with cops and kids. So I was like, I don't know. And then he just came over and it was gave me a friendly, warm feeling. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think that was pretty nice of him to do that.
A lesson this game of horse wouldn't just teach the kids, but an entire community.
I think it really did change, my feelings towards police officers now, because I know that not all police officers are like how I've been seeing them.
I just wanted my neighborhood to see that this is happening on our streets, and it can happen just about anywhere else. It can happen anywhere if, you give them a chance.
Did you make it?
That's going to do it for us here at iFiber1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.